Candyman focuses on the connection between Anthony McCoy, played by Yahya, and the urban legend Candyman when McCoy and his girlfriend return to his old neighborhood, Chicago's Cabrini Green housing projects turned gentrified luxury condos. What follows is bloodshed and more in this horror movie. We have tonight more insight into Candyman featuring its cast and crew. Here is the story.
Candyman. The urban legend is, if you say his name 5 times while looking in the mirror, he appears in the reflection and kills you.
Who would do that?
Candyman. 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 Candyman.
It feels amazing to be a part of the Candyman legacy. I saw Candyman when I was younger, and it was one of those films that I think every kid, or at least every little black kid, had seen and was like, oh no, you know, your brother tortures you, saying it and leaving you in the bathroom or in the room by yourself to deal with Candyman when he comes, that sort of thing. So I have always been frightened of the Candyman legacy and him coming to get me or something. And to actually, you know, years later be a part of continuing that story is really cool for me.
Well, we're still alive. Let's go. Trina, you broke the door. This isn't funny!
I feel really connected to this neighborhood. Cabrini Green. It was the projects. I just moved in around the corner.
The old candy factory.
I'm an artist.
You looking for Candyman?
It's not just about entertainment value. It's also about making something that's going to be important, making something that's going to cause you to think and cause you to have conversations, similarly to the way I guess Anthony would like for his art to speak to the world. When I'm working with Jordan, I always feel taken care of, and I know that we're trying to do something that's going to be classy, that's going to really stand the test of time, and that's going to be important to what's in the zeitgeist right now.
He's the monster that's part of this neighborhood.
Why are you drawn to this?
I'm hoping to spread the story all about Candyman. The mirror invites you to summon him. You should say his name. I dare you.
Candyman.
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 The story of Candyman is so perennial, and that's part of the reason why it's exciting to tell it in any time period. From the origin of the story itself in the context of the first film, you know, in the 1890s to now, what we're talking about, I think, is the cycles of violence and how history repeats itself and how we collectively grieve and collectively process trauma, which is through stories. So I think it's always a time to tell a story like Candyman, which is, you know, kind of the big tragedy of the tale in the first place.
Candyman.
I think I made a mistake. I brought him back.
Candyman isn't real!
Something's happening to me.
He had a purpose for you to be another one of his terrible stories.
I guess he found me.
I'm very interested in terms of like stories about Black trauma and how it affects us, how we walk around with it, and how we're trying to seek some sort of I don't know, retribution, trying to seek some I don't know, something to help us continue to walk tall. You know, so I think that he's searching, and Burke is a character that's been waiting for his opportunity to say you can never forget the names of those that have been killed. So I think, very much so, it's very much indicative of what we are saying the names of, Philando Castile, you name it, of black men struck down in our community, but community members and leaders, you name it, and how important it is to remember that, to not gloss over it, but you have to remember that in order to move forward.
I think people like to be terrified. I think, the boogeyman, that thing that we're looking over our shoulder for, personified in the Candyman, but also the sort of game element of it, where you can call it up and see. I think people really are enlivened by that. They're really excited. What I really love about what this film does, the updated Say My Name version of it, is that it really, like the original, it talks about so many topical, the politic of the day, the politic in terms of gentrification, what it means to be an artist, what it means to have a place in the world. Candyman is driven by his need for his story to be told. And so I think all those things resonate with us as an audience, and I think it's just a good show. So people want to see more of it and see what has happened.